What up, people? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to tell you guys what is the most reliable BMW. Now I'm going to tell you why I'm able to tell you the answer to this. The reason is I've been dealing with BMWs for the last 5 years, and I've gotten so good with a specific one that I have literally come to the conclusion that I believe it's the best BMW made, and I don't think they'll make them like this anymore. This is my 128i, and I'm going to tell you guys why I believe this is the most reliable car that BMW has made. And I'm not even talking about just the body, because this goes for the 328i as well. The reason I'm stating that this car is the best is mainly the engine. The engine is so reliable. BMW hasn't made an engine that reliable in a very long time. It does have some problems, but before I start talking about the engine and why that's the most important thing, that N52 engine, I'm gonna say the only real issues I've had with this car has been somewhat the suspension, but that's my fault. I drive really bogus, and I put this car through hell. I think I've had it up in the air, like, because I'm going so fast, and I hit a pothole like 3 or 4 times. And the only things I really have replaced are general maintenance things that you guys are going to replace on any car. So such as the brake pads and the rotors. The rotors were only replaced once, and the brake pads have been replaced twice. Other than the brake pads, I've also swapped out all the tires around the car. What else I've swapped out have been headlight bulbs. I know I've done it twice on this side. And another thing I also swapped out on this car was the battery. But just like every other car, it's something you're gonna have to do eventually, so it doesn't really matter. It's like a normal car. And that's really much it. Now I'm gonna get to the engine and tell you guys like what I've done to the car, and also at the end I'm gonna tell you guys how much I've spent. And I've had this car for 5 years, roughly almost 5 years now. Now I'm gonna say this: if you're somebody that enjoys to like drive nice things, have nice cars, have nice toys, dress well, then this all isn't going to be too much for you. You know, it's really not a lot of money that I feel I've put into the car. Yeah, compared to a Honda, it does seem like a lot more, but if you're thinking about getting a BMW, you have to keep in mind everything is more expensive. It's just, it is what it is, you know. But like I said, tune-ups have been done on this car, which means the oil change, spark plugs and coils were all swapped out. At the end I'm going to tell you the price, like I said. Another thing that I did because I just wanted to, I had the whole valve cover swapped out. Now I knew I could have just done the gasket, but I chose not to. I chose to just go ahead. Let's just, since we're going to take the valve cover off, let's just throw a new one on there. That was kind of expensive. That was around, I think, $270 or almost $300. So yeah, keep that in mind. These are plastic, so they do tend to crack if you're like stressing the shit out of the car, but I don't do that. I take care of my toys, so I've never really beat it to the point where I've cracked it. Like I said, I only swapped it because it was leaking, and I was like, I'm not gonna deal with this, just put a new one on there. And all these jobs were done either by me or by my boy, so I never paid BMW to do anything. Just keep that in mind so you guys know the pricing. Another thing I did on my own was the starter. That was a pain in the ass because my car got stuck at a Walgreens, and it would not turn back on. Like, a lot of you guys know that once a starter goes out on these cars, you're done. Wherever your car is at, it's bricked. It's gonna stay there until you get it towed home or until you get it fixed. So just know that. Another thing that I swapped out was that piece you see right there, that big fat one. I think that mine was just really old and it was cracked, so it was starting to glow red, and that's like a fire hazard. So my boy told me, yo man, you gotta get that shit out now. So he went ahead and he pulled it out, and we put that one in, and I bought one used, so I didn't buy it brand new, so it was kind of cheap. All right, people, we had to move from locations because it was getting too crowded over there. So now we're inside my house. We came home, and I'm just gonna finish up the video properly for you guys. Right here, I have a list of the exact parts that were replaced on my car. And not just that, but I want to talk about real quick why I think that car is the most reliable BMW before we end this video. And also, this goes for the 328i. I always forget the numbers. So I want to start off with the fact that the car has never gone to a mechanic shop. It's never needed to go into a shop. I've had the car for 5 years, roughly 5 years, 4.5. And I drive like you know what I mean. I drive bogus. I go through potholes. I've gone through 5 tires. Just put that in your head. I've gone through 5 tires because I'm going so fast. I hit a pothole, pop, pops my tire. But like I said, the car has never needed to go into a shop. Everything that's gone wrong with the car, I've been able to replace it myself. That's what I'm saying. This car is the most reliable because if you are somewhat good with cars, somewhat good with electronics and things like that, you'll be able to figure out and manage your way through any issue that you have with the car. And I'm gonna go ahead and start listing out what's been broken on my car and roughly the price. I already did it in the video, but now I'm gonna give you pricing. So brake pads, I had to replace them 2 times. That was $200. Rotors, $200. Valve cover was $250. Coils and spark plugs, that was $180. Tires. Keep in mind, this isn't something you'll probably spend money on. I just wasn't thinking at the time. You can get tires from Facebook Marketplace with rims for like $600 and like almost brand new. But I spent $1,000 because every tire that I have, they're run flats, and they also have insurance. So every time they pop now, I just get them replaced for like $40. So whatever. The catalytic converter, that was something that was cracked on my car, and it started smelling a little funny, like burning. So I had my boy take a look into my car, and it turned out to be that the catalytic was done and needed to be replaced. And I was able to find a used one on eBay for like $200, and that's how much they're still going for right now. So it's not a lot. Oil changes. An oil change is something you have to do to every car in general. So I'm gonna add it in there because every time I do an oil change, and I do them often, I do them like every 2 months, it's $100. So yeah, it's pricing. The starter was $180. The battery was $250. Headlight bulbs and the rear tail light bulbs are like $15, $30. And in like a total, I spent roughly, this is an estimate, $1,500. So that's the number. With tires, brand new tires with insurance, I spent $2,500. To me, that's not a lot of money, but that really all depends on just the way you look at things and just your situation. All right, people, at this point, I'm done with the video. I appreciate you for watching this thing. If you watched it from the beginning to the end and you're here right now, hit that like button and subscribe, because we've been going up with our numbers and on everything. So things have been looking really good. I'll catch you guys in the next one.